Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spirit Wisdom Wednesday, where we gather here together in the healing space and allow some beautiful spirit wisdom to flow through. If you are new to me, welcome, welcome. My name is Meredith. This is my heart-centered business called the Healing Hummingbird. What I love to do just as a whole is I love to help healers and nurturers heal their own grief, reclaim their power, and live their highest destiny. So that is definitely one of the deeper parts of my mission. On Wednesday, though, I love to give back to my community and provide readings and go live with you and share energy. So if you are here, please let me know in the comments whether you are watching during the live or after the live. It doesn't matter. I'm a big believer in the possibility of stepping outside of space and time. That's actually a big part of shamanic healing for me. And today, in today's reading, Spirit wanted to talk to us about the month of August. I know this is going to make me sound old. I don't care because it's the truth. I just can't even believe it is August right now. I don't know about you guys, but it really is starting to go fast. Also, happy Leo season. Happy birthday, Leo. So I'll also do a special reading just for you, beautiful Leo souls. That'll be coming up here. So let's just take a deep breath and let go of the day, shall we? Let's take an inhale in. 2, 3, 4. And exhale out. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale in. 2, 3, 4. And exhale out. 2, 3, 4. Oh, and they want to do a whole visualization, so let's just do it. So let's just imagine a beautiful ball of white light hovering right over the crown of your head. Sensing that this divine light is warm and nurturing and joyful and for your very highest good. On an inhale, you welcome that in, down and through the crown chakra, and it turns a beautiful violet. And then it permeates down through this energetic system, shifting now into a deep and vibrant indigo. As you feel that relaxation spread across your cheeks and down and over your ears and down through the jaw, you allow that to relax. Inhaling in again, this beautiful healing light drops down into the throat and vibrates at a gorgeous turquoise. Brilliant blue, full of life. You just allow that to cool and soothe your throat, allowing any expression to come easily and effortlessly. And the healing energy continues down through the chest, and it feels warm and cozy, spreading like butter across the chest, through the armpit area, down over the arms, even to the wrists and hands and fingers, radiating this emerald green energy, this heart energy through your hands, everything you touch and everything you do. Inhaling in again, the healing light drops down into the abdomen and ignites into a gorgeous golden sparkle, illuminating and radiating out from the solar plexus. And you notice that it is actually radiating out from the back of the body as well. This beautiful, expansive, self-love energy. Inhaling in again, we allow that light to travel down a bit further into the sacral center. And it shifts into a gorgeous, vibrant, deep orange. These colors might be so multidimensional, they might be kind of hard to describe. So allow yourself to be in awe of that if you are experiencing that at this time. Worldly colors and worldly words are often not enough to describe what's going on in energetic healing, and that is okay. Joyfully inhaling in again, the light moves down through the final chakra, and that is the root. And this gorgeous ruby red fills your pelvic bowl with light. And then we allow that light to extend down through the legs, through the knees and shins, and ankles and feet, the tops and bottoms of the feet, in between the toes. And then let's actually send a nice, thick, golden cord. You'll feel that start to originate from the golden chakra that was illuminated. Let's just allow that to extend down, almost unrolling through the spine and down into the earth. And let's intend for that cord to go deep into the earth. Let's really ground your energy for the day. And let's ask in this beautiful, balanced energy, Spirit, which group holds my messages for my highest good for the month of August? You may have a feeling or a knowing of what group it might be. You might see a color, or you might even hear 1, 2, or 3. And then as you gently part your eyelids, I will show you a few objects that you have to pick from. What a beautiful exercise. That was just channeled. So as you kind of come back into your body, I'm just going to show you these objects that you have to pick from. This is group number 1 with a Goldstone eagle. Group number 2 has this beautiful golden healer quartz. And for group number 3, we have a tiger's eye elephant carving. So if you are watching the recording of this video, feel free to pause here, meditate on the cards to figure out which pile is for you. And then you can scroll down to the timestamps where each group will be marked below, and let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with group number 1. If you chose the Goldstone Eagle, let's get your messages for the month of August. And we'll start with one of these, what is this called? Shamanic Medicine Oracle cards. These usually are quite intense, so I only usually allow one of them to come out in a reading. But we will kind of build from here. So for group number 1 for August, we have Medicine Shield Protection. Okay. I feel like maybe you've been asking for divine protection. Maybe there's something going on that feels a little bit like out of your control. And I'm seeing like documents and paperwork. So this could have to do with like medical treatment. It could have to do with billing, a sale of a property, things like that. It just feels like something's been finalized, or there's concern about the way something will be finalized and shake out. So let's go ahead and get some tarot on top of this. That should explain the dynamic of which one of those situations you might fall into. Okay. But right off the bat, I'm already seeing with the medicine shield that you are protected. So any guidance that you've requested is definitely going to be showing up for you in the month of August. And I just heard 1, 2, 3. So maybe a process that you are anticipating might turn out to be much easier and simpler than you're thinking. Also, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd could be important dates. And I know that's like right at the beginning of the month, but that is what came through. Okay. So let's get your tarot to start. We have for you the 3 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands. Yeah, there's that worry, there's that anxiety there. And it's interesting that came out in the future position as well, because often it seems that anxiety manifests when we are projecting our energy forward into the future. So it feels like that is an acknowledgement. Spirit saying we're aware that this person is doing this and we really want to help reground and build a new foundation. So this is interesting. You know, I can see you're very worried about how this is all going to turn out. But in fact, between these 2 cards, you've got a great month ahead of you. Group number 1. First of all, you've got a bunch of friends backing you up. And it seems like divine friendships. And I mean, there would be no doubt in your mind who these would be. You know, these are people who feel like a soul family. Yeah, I definitely heard soul family. And it seems that they would be either the same gender as you, or maybe even share like a sign, like an astrological sign. There's something that kind of unites you that makes you feel very easily understood. So these people are in your life for the month of August, specifically to help you through this time of anxiety. Okay, while these contracts or while something is being worked out that feels a little out of your control. But then you have the 4 of Wands on top of that. So this is usually a time to celebrate. This can often indicate like marriage, family, big parties, a gathering, a graduation, something like that. It could even be the anniversary of one of those occasions. Yeah, and I'm hearing grounded in the now. So it seems that, so they're already bringing up Eckhart Tolle. I know they bring him up a lot in my readings. And it's in the now position as well. And they're like, the more that group number 1 can be connected with the present moment with daily activities, the easier it will be to let go of this anxiety. Let's actually get a lessons card out to see if that might clarify what's going on and how to better release it. So what lesson is being worked out, Spirit? What is this contract that group number 1 is concerned about? Perhaps a medical issue, perhaps something to do with a house or a property. It feels physical either way. So either a physical body or a physical property, maybe even like a car. So what lesson is being worked out here in the month of August? What does group number 1 need to be aware of? Okay, and I'm getting the number 2, so we will get 2 of these for you. Purpose. I know what I am here to do. Ooh, I love that. And also, empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Okay, I feel like maybe you're forgiving somebody. Maybe even in some cases, you might be forgiving yourself. So this purpose card coming out over these friendships further solidifies and validates that message that we got earlier about friends who have unifying qualities, maybe a star sign or something like that, or maybe friends that have a similar purpose to you. Maybe you are healers, maybe you are intuitives. It seems that your views about the world and why you're in it align. And these people are very important for you for the month of August. It just feels like you're going to feel so loved and supported by them. So I feel like Spirit is saying, don't discount that. Don't try to separate and compartmentalize these things. It's okay to talk about this contract or whatever it is with your spiritual friends, with your soul family. You might be tempted to kind of separate it, to try to keep the relationships as high vibrational as possible. And I know that because I've done that before and it doesn't really work out. It just comes out, like if you truly see eye to eye with someone and you truly feel loved and seen by them, it will just come out. So Spirit's like, please don't resist that. Just share what's going on. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. And then empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So I feel like something's being delayed here with a contract or a medical treatment. It feels like something's being delayed, drawn out. So they just drew a parallel between drawing. So it's like we drew up a contract or a deal or a medical treatment plan, and now we're drawing it out, like delaying it. And it's like, I just want it to be here and I want it to be over and I want it to be done. I'm definitely getting that. And I feel like your spirit team is very empathetic with you about that. It just feels like there's an old part of you that is attached to this that just wants to fall away. It feels like I'm done with that. I want to be done. I feel like I've already left it behind in some aspect. And I just need this final piece to be signed, sealed, and taken away from me. Not delivered to me. I want it to go away. Okay. So another message I'm getting here is that there is a purpose for this time. It might feel like time is being wasted. And that's definitely not the case. Something important is going to come out of this waiting period. I'm hearing waiting period. And I'm hearing like an elevator ding. So you might feel like kind of almost stuck in this place. But I definitely want to unpack what's going on here because it looks like there's a party going on or a big reason to celebrate. Okay. I feel for you, we are going to get out the spirit animal deck, which I don't do all the time, but it just feels like there's a lot of relationships coming up for you, group number 1. So I would love to get some spirit animals in here to further clarify what you're dealing with and any advice, Spirit. Let's start shifting into advice for group number 1. It feels like this is very mentally taxing to think about. It might even have to do with taxes, literally taxes. That kind of makes sense if it's any kind of contract, Okay. Yeah, again, I'm hearing, I just want this to be finalized. I want it to be done. Okay, so for group number 1, let's start moving into advice and clarifying these energies. We have bear. Eagle. Girls, stop it. Girls, stop right now. Stop it now. Wow. All right. Here they are. Here they are. So it feels like somebody wanted something undeniable. And this is what it is. Like, I need to know for sure this is my group. If you were the one asking it, that is your sign. And whale. Okay. So I'm noticing right away you have 2 master cards out of this deck. The eagle is the master of air in this deck, and the whale is the master of water. These are huge energies for you. Huge. This feels like something inherited. It feels like something ancestral. So if it's a medical treatment, maybe it's something that has happened to a couple people in your family, or it has been culminating over a really long amount of time. Okay, or if it's like the sale of a property, It's something that you've had in mind for a long time. If it wasn't yours to begin with, it was the other person's for a really long time. I'm definitely getting that. Okay, so overall, Spirit is asking you to have a broader perspective on the matter. You might be tempted to focus on details, maybe what certain people are saying and doing in this situation. Maybe those aren't quite lining up. Maybe someone's not following through on something and you're trying to figure out why, or trying to figure out what to do now. And Spirit's like, it's a much broader perspective of what's going on here. So I'm really getting a lot of healing energy from this as well. And especially as we have purpose and empathy peeking out at me under here. I feel like letting go of this and letting it complete, like letting the issue come to a close, it almost feels like once that is done, I will then give myself permission to close the book on that chapter and to truly, truly heal. Because again, you have the healing energy over here of the bear. And I got that earlier, that you might be a healer and have friends who are healers as well. That's definitely validating that. The bear can also talk about family, which is where that inherited message came from. And then also with whale over here, it looks like we are specifically being asked to have a broader perspective, maybe even a more empathetic perspective when it has to do with communication. So maybe there hasn't been excellent communication in some of these areas. If you're dealing with a medical issue, perhaps a medical professional wasn't the most empathetic with you. Which is always, that just blows my mind when that happens, but you know, it happens. And Spirit is saying, don't let that deter you. You know, if someone's having a bad day and they say something shitty to you, you know, a surgeon is just a person with a job at the end of the day. I don't know why they're talking about such a specific example, but that's what they're giving. And they're acknowledging it can feel so emotionally upsetting when someone is not showing you empathy in a situation where you so clearly deserve it. Like someone has passed away, you're having major surgery, or there's something financial going on with the contract. Whatever's going on, it feels very obvious that people should be kind to you in this situation, but I feel like maybe someone hasn't been. And Spirit is saying, that's not a sign for you to turn around. That's very important that you know that. I feel like maybe you've been concerned about that. Like, well, am I supposed to go somewhere else? Am I supposed to find someone else? They're saying, no, that person just had a moment and it has nothing to do with you. And I'm hearing you are right where you are supposed to be. Wow, group number one, you've got a lot going on. I want to get into the divine abundance that's coming your way for the month of August. I keep seeing this party time under here. What's going on? What are all the good things that group number one has to look forward to? And I'm hearing mastery. So I feel like you're working on mastering something. You might be taking a mastery course, something that will result in you being a master of something. But I'm definitely getting that. Okay, all the good things coming for group number one. And I heard the number 4, so you must have a lot to look forward to. Let's see. Humility. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's connected to this situation over here, where there might have been skewed communication, that kind of hurt and made you think twice about, am I in the right place right now? And I'm sure you can hear it now, even as I'm trying to articulate it, it's like labored speaking. So if you weren't here for the beginning part when we did the meditation, I would definitely do that. And I'd recommend a lot of extra sauce on your throat chakra. Okay. Loss. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. Whoa. Yeah, this is a true surrender moment. My dear sweet group number 1. You're really going through it. Yeah. And I feel like in August, you are really going to be able to truly let go on a level that you haven't been able to yet. So let's see what else. I know we said 4. What else is coming out here, Spirit? Oh, we have gratitude. Thank you. Okay. We have gratitude and also freedom. Oh, wow. I love these cards together, loss and freedom, because that can kind of mean the same thing. You know, it's all about perspective. Gratitude really for me is translating as just pure presence. So I feel like Spirit is asking that you do your very best to show up to each day, even if it's hard, even if you're feeling really anxious. It feels like you have a big spirit team around you though. So if you are feeling anxious, I feel like they could help you ground that anxiety very easily. Oh, and also I wanted to get you one of these cards and I totally forgot. So that's another little message for you in there, group number 1. It's not too late. If there is something that you really want to do for yourself, it is okay to do it, even if it seems like you're doing things a little out of order. So an example would be like, I'm dealing with all this, but I haven't had my nails done in a long time, or I haven't had my hair done in a long time, and it feels inappropriate to do it. Spirit's like, no, it's not. Just go do it, you know? Just go do it for yourself. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but that seemed like a very particular message. Okay. And so this will be like an overall theme for you for August, and this will kind of help tie it together for you. Safe home, 39. I cast the circle roundabout. Safety now is beyond doubt. Oh, that makes so much sense with the all the messages that we got about some type of physical form being tied to a contract, like a medical plan for an illness, the sale of a home, or even like a divorce or something like that that's in process. So this is an incredible affirmation that not only are you right where you need to be, but you are absolutely safe. And walking away from this chapter of your life is definitely the best, most healthiest thing for you. So maybe that's what needs to be celebrated. Maybe you'll really start to feel at home in your body for the first time in a long time, or at home in your house for the first time in a long time. It feels like whatever it is, what you have right now is your home. So if you're wondering if you need to look for another one in the month of August, specifically 2022, I feel like you already have it, dear group number 1. So I hope that was helpful for you. Those were your messages if you chose the Goldstone Eagle. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, let's keep it going with group number 2. If you chose the Golden Healer Quartz, let's get your messages. Oh, look at that. Pretty. Let's get your messages for the month of August. We'll start with a shamanic medicine oracle card for you, and then we will build out from there. So what do you need to know about your August? You are supported with insects. I love this card. So this to me talks about systematic support and multi-layered support. So it feels that you either already have these systems in place, like a really strong routine, or you've laid down the foundation and you are sort of refining them in the month of August, and it feels very, very satisfying. So let's get some tarot laid out and see more specifically what you're going to be working with in the month of August. But I absolutely love to see that card. It kind of means like nature's got your back. You know what I mean? Things just tend to work out for you in the month of August. So it's a good month to be you, group number 2. Let's see, what dynamics are you looking at for group number 2? Okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the 5 of Wands. Okay. So I definitely feel that this has to do with your career. So if you're not feeling like a career group, I'm being told immediately, pick a different group. So this is all going to be career, is what they're saying. So here you are in the middle as the Knight of Wands. This is also a Sagittarius card. So this is someone who is passionate, maybe even spontaneous, someone who's full of life, who's funny, who is willing to give it the good old college try and is not afraid to look stupid. So this is someone who asks a lot of questions if you're starting a new job. But you know, you're not the Page of Wands, you're the Knight of Wands. So you're really starting to take action on all these brand new ideas that you have. I feel like you're either cultivating your own business, or that you've recently started a new job and you're starting to become very good at it. All right. So, and it feels like, okay, so they're giving me the scenario like, you know, you're training for this new job and they just tell you, they show you all these computer systems and you don't remember what to do with them, right? For like a month, it takes a while. And now you're able to actually use the systems to support your work. So it feels like you're really able to take advantage of the systems in place and maybe even create your own systems. Because I feel like you must have Sagittarius in your chart or fire, because we do have a card about impatience here, right next to a Sag card. So maybe in the past, and this is the past position, it feels like things were just taking a long time and you know, you're willing to wait, but it would be nice to see something. It would be nice to see some kind of progress. But it was getting frustrating. But it feels like an opportunity came knocking and you took it. You're unsure of it at first, not sure about all of these systems and all of this new information, but you're able to take it and adapt to it and really shine. So that's what mainly your month is going to be about, is really just showing up and being authentically yourself. All right. And mastering these systems. It feels like, though, I'll just be totally frank with you, because if you are a Sag like I am, I know that you will appreciate that. It feels like there is something still happening back here. It feels like these are separate. So an example would be, you know, I have my own business, but I took on a corporate job. You know, that's what I did. Maybe this is my group. I don't know. So it feels like this is still going to be slowly growing, but it's almost like Spirit's like, it's helpful when your attention is being put somewhere else, because we are able to work some of this stuff out for you. Very, very interesting energy for you for August. And then you got a competition card in the future position. So I would love to get some advice about this competition going on. It's got to be at work. All right. What is going on for group number 2? What is this competition? What do they need to know? I just saw blue flash. So I feel like whatever it is, we're going to be very chill about it. So this could be some type of incentive at work that your boss wants you to get really, really fired up about. But Spirit's like, it's really not necessary to make it that personal. So it feels like you're going to be taking your own approach here. So we have for you, imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And patience. Yep. And I just said that this was the card of impatience, and notice this mirroring color. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Yeah. So I feel like maybe you are being asked to have some healthy competition in this job, and maybe you weren't expecting that. Or maybe that's just not your style, like you're not super salesy. But you know how managers can be. Let's really hit our quarterly goals, everybody. Like, you know, it's just, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but Spirit's like, it doesn't have to be, oh, you know what? I know what this is. I feel like, okay, so I feel like whatever your corporate job is, whatever your day job, it feels like it's fine, but it's not like your life's work. That's whatever this is going on over here, like this spiritual business or whatever this is. You know, you're aware that you're just doing this in the meantime, and you know, that's okay. It feels like you fully accepted that and embraced it. However, group number 2, I feel like it's hard for you to relax about what you do as your job. Even if it's something that's not your life's work, I feel like you just have to care about it. Do you know what I mean? It's hard for you to not care about something that you do every single day. So if this is your group, please let me know, because we are very similar people. I will put it that way. So even though they're trying to drum up all this friendly competition, all these sales, you're like, yeah. There's still something in you that's like, I really do need to be the best at this. And it's upsetting to me that I'm not the best at this moment. Please have patience with yourself. And please have patience with just corporate reality. Very interesting messages coming out for you. Let's go ahead and get some spirit animals out for you too. It feels like you've re-entered something after a while. Maybe you haven't had this type of job for a while. Maybe you resisted getting this kind of job for a while, and now it's here and it's come through. So, what kind of energies are you dealing with? And I feel like you might really need to allow your body to sleep. I feel like you're physically tired, so please do take care of yourself, group number 2. Oh, peacock. All right. Okay. What a Leo moment. Whale again. And bat. Ooh, okay. So you have 2 air sign animals, and then also the Master of Water out of the deck. So I feel like you are, through this experience, learning to balance these almost 2 vastly different aspects of yourself, almost like a yin and a yang. So there's this fiery kind of like entrepreneurial streak, really charismatic, great with people kind of person, but there's also this very vast and deep and quiet, wise aspect of yourself. So you're not, in other words, you're not simply an extrovert and you're not simply an introvert. You're like both and neither at the same time. And it feels like you are learning to manage the complexities of that in this situation. So I feel like you're getting really, really good at social skills again. Although I feel like you're naturally good at that. Everyone thinks you're very good at it. But it might not be the most comfortable thing for you. You might tend to feel drained if you kind of don't pay attention to how you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like if you stay at a party for a really long time, and then you just want to sleep for like 5 days afterwards would be a great example. Yeah, and then also we have an outer and inner aspect of the mind and the emotional body with this air element. So peacock, I feel like you come off as a very beautiful, very together person. So if you need to cry at work, I feel like you're not doing that in front of anybody, and you're doing everything in your power to avoid other people while it's happening. But Spirit's like, let's take a look at that. Let's do a little shadow work. Let's not let's not harden our exterior. We don't need to appear to be perfectly in order to coworkers. And they're saying, I know you might prefer that, but there may be a couple things that kind of push you out of your comfort zone in that aspect this month. Oh, especially if you're not letting yourself sleep, my dear. Yeah, especially if you're not letting yourself sleep. So definitely get adequate sleep here. That's going to help you immensely. Let's get your theme card for the month of August, and then we'll grab a couple blessings for you as well. This feels like a really eventful month. I apologize if these readings are extra long. I hope that's okay. It just feels like this huge moment of fertility is the only way that I can really articulate it now. Okay, let's see. What's your theme, group number 2? Energy number 13. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. Yeah, you're just, all eyes are on you this month. You are just radiating. You're just radiant. You just are. For better or worse, I feel like people are really paying attention to you. Yeah, for better or worse, whether you want them to or whether you'd rather them not, I feel like there's something about you that is just so magnetic this month. So if you're having a day where you really want to be left alone, it's really important to bubble up, put up your protective bubble, and ask your spirit guides for some extra buffering that day, because my dear, you're just magnetic this month, and there's just really no other way around it. So people are naturally going to want to interact with you, be in your energy, feel your energy, work with you in any way. I feel like you're going to get a lot of contact in the month of August. So let's get your divine blessings. Okay, we have divine abundance. Okay, love to see that for you. Worth. Oh, wow. Money, honey, and energetic clearing right under energy. Wow. Yeah, I feel like you have really cleaned up your energy so far for 2022, since we do have the tiger here. This is the year of the tiger. So this to me is showing me that this is like, August is like a reward for a lot of the work that you've been doing so far this year. Maybe you've even been doing financial work. Let me clean up my finances. Let me get my savings together. Whatever it is, I feel like you're going to be rewarded for that monetarily in the month of August. Amazing. Okay, so very light, bright energy to look forward to. Please be aware that you're just this gorgeous flame, and that there's a lot of people that are going to be drawn to you. So that's just something that is very helpful for you to be aware of. Okay, so make sure to take care of yourself. All right, so those were your messages if you chose the Golden Healer Quartz. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And last but not least, let's get started with group number 3. If you chose this Tiger's Eye Elephant Carving, let's get your messages for the month of August. We'll start with a Shamanic Medicine Oracle card and build out from there. So what do you need to know? Soul retrieval. Ooh, I just did one of these last night. Okay. Very interesting. So, are you interested in energy healing? Because they want me to talk about this in the actual way that I practice this. Maybe you have become very curious about this, and for a good reason, because it looks like you need a soul retrieval, and that is going to come up for you in the month of August. So when we do a soul retrieval, the shaman or your practitioner journeys to a past life to witness a moment in time where you have signed a contract. And everybody does this. There is nothing inherently wrong with that. It's a very human experience. I've never met anyone who hasn't done it, myself included. I have plenty, I'm sure. Many more to go to work through. So an example would be something traumatic happens in a past life. You know, maybe you pass away in a traumatic way. Maybe someone does something to you that is incredibly painful. And you almost take an oath with yourself in that moment. You promise yourself that something will be this way forever. Okay, and you can imagine how that could be damaging. And you can carry that through to all of your lives after that. So an example would be, I always end up alone, or I am not worthy of love, or people always leave me, or I deserve the worst, or, you know what I mean? I will always be poor. Money is evil. You know, it could be anything. It could be anything like that. And so it feels like you're going to start realizing in the month of August that there's a soul retrieval that needs to be done because you're living out a contract that you don't need to live out anymore. Okay, so I feel immediately we're going to get the lessons cards out and we're going to get some clues about what this is. Because when you hit a soul contract level lesson, you know, because it is something you can't get rid of. It's something that comes up over and over and over again. An example would be, I date or marry the same man every time. That's probably a soul contract, my dear. Something that you just can't seem to get rid of, something that's not very logical. You quote unquote know better, but it still happens. You know what I mean? These are undeniable patterns in your life. And also, so the beautiful part of a soul retrieval is the practitioner or the shaman can then dissolve the contract for you. So you stop reliving the same lesson over again. We love that. And then also we find the fragment of your soul that was left behind at that moment. Because when you sign a contract, when you tell yourself, this is what I believe to be true and it will be this way forever, we inherently reject part of ourselves, part of our true nature. And so it kind of shatters off like a beautiful little jewel shard and is left behind somewhere. So the practitioner finds it, talks to it, and integrates it back in. So that is what's going on in this photo. I hope that wasn't too much to explain, but it feels like someone here is genuinely very interested in this process. And Spirit just wanted me to break it down for you a little bit. Of course, that's very high level. That's pretty simplified, but just so that you understand the mechanics of a soul retrieval, that is what we're looking at. So what's going on here? Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And doubt. I release the need to know all the answer. Okay. Very interesting interpretation coming up here. It feels like, yeah, they're not going to give me anything more specific. Sometimes I'll start a sentence and wait for them to fill it, but sometimes they don't. They're like, nope, that's it. So it feels like you seek an answer for something. You get the answer. Spirit gives you the answer. You get the treatment or whatever it is. But then you start to doubt that that's it or that's all. And so you're like, let me change this up. Let me try another approach. Let me try something else. Let me try something else. And it becomes kind of cyclical, many, many moving parts. But the only thing that is staying constant in this cycle is doubting the results that you've already gotten. All right, let's get some tarot out for you, because that was very direct. I would like a more nuanced approach, please, to the types of energy that group number 3 is dealing with. Okay, Spirit, I know you're saying they may need a soul retrieval, doubting some results. Okay, always changing it up. So what's going on here? Okay. And we have the Hierophant here. So it seems like you're seeking an ultimate truth, seeking the ultimate thing, the ultimate answer. And it feels like there isn't just one answer. Yeah, here's this cycle again. This is a karmic cycle for you. So I feel like you've come down here and done this once before. Come down and lived a life where you did this once before, where you were seeking and seeking and seeking answers. And maybe part of you thought, let's work this out in this lifetime. I really want to be done. I really want to find it this time. But it just feels like it's not just one thing. It's meant to be kind of a collage or a puzzle of a few different things. Okay, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving energy, but it's a very steady and reliable moving energy. So I feel like we might be changing things a bit too fast. Like if you have one type of treatment done, it feels like we're not really allowing that to integrate and really reveling in the experience of having the treatment done. So an example would be like, you have a Reiki session done, and then you immediately see your nutritionist and you get a bunch of supplements, and then you have a massage done, and then you go do acupuncture, and then you talk about heart math, like all within a week. That's what it feels like. So it's hard to understand which one really hit home for you. But again, it doesn't feel like you're supposed to land on just one answer. But it's really this doubt that's kind of keeping you in this perpetual motion of searching and searching and searching. When really, it's just part of yourself that is searching for you. Oh, wow. Wow. I just got chills big time. That was a big message for you there. Let's get your themes for the month of August. This is a very different group from the other two. I feel like you are dealing with something very profound and philosophical. So this is a group who has done extensive, deep work on themselves for a very, very long time. This is not casual work. This isn't pretty work. You know, you've really dug in. It feels like for years, maybe. You've really, really, really done the work. And it's almost like you're used to working. And so if you know my lineage of shamans that I'm in, the type of shamanism that I practice, it's from Dr. Alberto Villoldo. And he talks about getting stuck in this pattern of looking at your shit, basically, like all the difficult, terrible things you've ever dealt with, all of your mommy and daddy issues. That's his words. And he says, you know, you get used to for so long circling around this pile of poop and looking at it and smelling it and feeling it, and because you're just used to it, and that's how you've made progress in the past, that you make yourself do it over again. And he said you get to a certain level where you don't have to do that, where you don't have to bring all that up over again. So I wonder, group number 3, if you have gotten to that level. I feel like maybe there's a different approach. Changing your approach to how you're seeking your answers, in fact. Oh, so that almost feels like a relief. Maybe someone watching that might have really resonated for you, and you were like, well, thank God. I'm tired of looking at the poop pile. I'm tired of doing that. Oh, we have New Beginnings 44. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Yeah, no more poop pile. Transforming the way that we heal. Transforming the way we transform and evolve. And Divine Guidance 38. Whispers from the beings who shine, let their message be clear and kind. Yeah. I feel like maybe you've done some uncomfortable work before. Maybe you were suspecting that you needed to do more very uncomfortable work. And I'm happy to say that I don't think so, group number 3. I think even if you get the same types of treatments, like maybe you go to some type of therapy, maybe you even do shamanic clearings for yourself. Maybe before they've been very emotional. It feels like now, especially in the month of August, your experience will be very joyful and very light and very clear, actually. It's going to feel like you're actually seeing very real progress from all of this. So maybe it just kind of felt like, I don't know, do I need another one? I don't know, do I need to work on this again? And something's going to click for you in August where you're like, oh my gosh, I've come so far. I feel like I'm almost done. Wow, that's so exciting. Good for you, group number 3. Let's get some divine abundance for you coming in the month of August. What are all the good things that you have to look forward to? I just have this huge feeling of relief for you. It just feels lighter in here. It just feels like I can breathe. So maybe this work, seeking this answer, trying to find something, maybe that was really distressing to you for a while. Like, I need to figure this out. I need to figure this out. And if that's really going to change in August. It's going to feel much more comfortable. And like you're almost there. Alrighty. So we have worth for you. Oh, this is a big deal for you too, just like it was for group number 2. A culmination of your year's work for 2022. So we have the year of the tiger. Freedom. Yes, there's that light, bright, expansive energy. And receiving. Someone often gets this card. I'm just going to say that. Someone who watches this reading often gets this receiving card. I feel like maybe you're just going to allow yourself to accept the joy of the work that you've done. And look, if you look closely there, there's a butterfly back there again. So there's this newness, there's this freshness going on for August for you. It's a very free, expansive feeling, and it just feels like it's honestly rooted in acknowledging the worthiness of the work you've already put in. And it's been a long journey of work. I feel like people around you would recognize that, but there's something in you that doesn't feel satisfied so easily. So maybe you're very detail oriented, like, oh, I'm just interested. I want to learn more. But really that can translate into self-pressure, So I feel like it almost feels like retirement energy, like, all right, I'm just going to let all that go. And it's this really light, bright, and kind of casual, carefree feeling, which is perfect for Leo season. So those were your messages. If you chose group number 3 with the Tiger's Eye Elephant, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And thank you all who have watched here through the end during the live with me. I know these were long readings today, but it just feels like August is going to be a really special time, a really fruitful time, where things are going to be happening. I don't know if you found this to be true, but I often observe that about fire sign seasons. It just feels like things actually happen during those times. So thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. I love you so much. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.